Yo, 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 what's up? We are back. We're back with another one. Another Luesta banger, okay? Another Luesta banger, okay? Today we are talking about one of my favorite artists, Chance the Rapper. And it's unfortunate, man. This whole situation is unfortunate. I'm not brushed up on what happened. I know he did. I know that brother did take a trip to Jamaica, and I saw some cheeks getting twerked onto him. And I know his wife did not like that. I don't know where he took a trip, but I'm sure we'll find out. Luesta always comes with those facts. So without further ado, Luesta, what'd you talk about, Luesta? Let's get into it.
Scrambling to get back to the position you were in before, but sometimes it's just straight up impossible. And in the case of Chance the Rapper, his queen might have inadvertently led him to losing the game entirely.
All right, Chance the Rapper's wife has officially filed for divorce. Kristen Corley, she was in court Friday and filed for divorce. They were married for 5 years. They announced their separation back in April, and now she's made the first move as far as filing for divorce. So they do have a prenup. The kids live with their mom, Kirsten, and she's just saying irreconcilable differences. She wants child support, and she's waiving maintenance.
It's your boy Luesta, and this is how Chance the Rapper's marriage ruined his career. Commanding 8 million monthly listeners, Chance the Rapper is still, for all intents and purposes, a success. From serving as a judge on The Voice, to making guest appearances and hosting TV shows and movies, Chano from 79th is still in the spotlight, just not for what originally made him famous. Because when it comes to music, he hasn't appeared on the charts since 2020. And that's a far cry from when he was the hottest thing in the industry.
I didn't know that.
And other stars gravitated towards him.
Drake, I'm also coming for your muscles. So, videos and muscles, I'm on your ass.
Drake?
Oh my God, that was awesome.
That happened.
The genuine, love is crazy.
That happened.
In a reflective list, Complex even recently argued that he was the best rapper alive back in 2016. And while I don't know about that, he definitely was popping at the time, and for good reason. After releasing standout projects like 10 Day.
10 Day was fantastic. 10 Day was fantastic. I think I can't remember the first time I heard 10 Day, but it got me through my first year in college, bro. 10 Day, fire, and he made it in 10 days. And it was when he was suspended.
Acid Rap and Coloring Book, Chance earned Grammy Awards, met presidents, and even turned his iconic 3 hats into a phenomenon, raking in $6 million in just 1 year.
Been paid for college, been paid for braces, been paid for ballet classes, been paid for debate classes.
How much merch money you making, man?
Lessons.
Come on, give it up.
I made $6 million in 1 year off these hats, yo. I'm buying these hats.
Then why did I pay for the
$3?
At the height of his fame and influence, some revered tastemakers in the culture even speculated that he might be the next great.
Bro said, I'm buying these hats for close to $3.
Commercial star.
Markup is crazy.
Album better be fire, man. This nigga Chance, this nigga is just waiting, man. This nigga's waiting. Nigga talking about him going to church. Chance might be the one, man. It don't even matter if you like him or not. Chance just, he's setting it up right now. He's setting it up. He's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the guy. Give it
But you guys.
And crazily, he was doing it all independently, sticking a middle finger up to every lucrative offer that came his way from a record company, just because he could. He once explained this in an interview with GQ, where he claimed that record labels are more focused on boasting about the artists they've signed, and treating it more like a competition, which was a game that he had no interest in being a part of. I make my money off of touring and merchandise, and I'm lucky I have really loyal fans that understand how it works and support. I don't see myself ever being in a position where I need to sign to a label, but soon, that would all come crumbling down. And while it's not exactly uncommon for a personal issue to get in the way of an artist's career, Chance might go down in history as the only man in hip-hop whose marriage wrecked his career in a way that even as they go their separate ways, he might not come back from. In April of this year, hip-hop received some shocking news from Chance the Rapper's Instagram account.
No, saying he might not come back from is crazy, because it's not like his pen game isn't the same, bro. Good music is good music. Is good music. Is good music. As long as he doesn't do anything crazy, As long as he doesn't get canceled, good music is good music.
Suddenly, it appeared that Chance, who was basically the poster boy for Marshall Bliss,
I did not mean to, like, by the way, I did not mean to do this with my fit. Like, almost every other shot, we looked the same. I didn't mean to do that. Genuinely.
hip-hop, was leaving his wife behind. Before I read what he said on Instagram, let me tell you guys about today's sponsor, Rocket Money. Now, managing your finances can feel overwhelming, but Rocket not subscriptions apps. Friends tried to negotiate subscription unflash loop so you can easily get back ways. After a period of separations, the two of us have arrived at the decision to part ways. We came to this amicably and with gratitude for the time we spent together. God has blessed us with 2 beautiful daughters who we will continue to raise together. We kindly ask for privacy and respect as we navigate this transition. Thank you, Chance and Kirsten. For fans
The heck? What'd I do?
of his, the news that he was parting ways with Kirsten Corley after being childhood sweethearts was shocking. Because quite frankly, it had been such a big part of his identity that he was regularly mocked for it online.
Damn.
And even as the news emerged, people didn't exactly lay off the wisecracks. Is there a chance the rapper wasn't wrapping it up? She wants to take a chance with someone new. She knows where the fitted cap money is hid. The writing on the wall has been there for a while, particularly after Chance seemed to get a little cozy with other women at a car.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I don't know what else happened to break the levee, but I think these are titties. There's definitely a whole lot of nyash.
Carnival in April of 2023.
Oh no, those aren't Yiddies. That was a dude.
Said it's his birthday.
And at the time, this sparked debate, not just in the comment sections of the video.
Didn't that man make a whole album about his wife? It's just a dance, son. Isn't he married?
But all corners of the internet.
If you got a video and that was your girl and I don't know, some other artist, and you see that video and you're nowhere near like what's going on, you're not aware until you see that video, you would have an issue with that.
Of course, but I believe in double standards and I have a bit of misogyny in my DNA. This is supposed to be Carnival. This is part of it. He was just there enjoying the culture.
Yeah.
You've been on Eastern Parkway.
Yeah, I've been to Carnival.
See, I want to agree. I do want to agree, but I mean, I do want to agree, bro. Genuinely. You know, it is the culture. It's like, it's the festival. It's not like he was just walking down the street and just like, hey, yeah, like, you know, it's not like this is like his 3rd, 4th time, like a lot of these artists and rap. I don't know, bro. But at the same time, bruh, at the same time, if I'm famous and my girl is or isn't, or she's famous and I am, or I'm not, whatever, and she's doing that like on a dude with them shorts on, and he's nah family, and then people in the comments gotta be, nah, that's embarrassing.
For real. Yeah.
So if you go to, like, for real, go to Carnival, it's even crazier.
Yeah,
it's the norm. Even respectfully, Nicki was dancing with somebody when she went down to Trinidad for Carnival. Like, that's part of the culture and the celebration.
He's not wrong.
My girl, that part of the culture my wife ain't doing. My wife can't be bent over and less than a bikini with beads all around her and some random dude just behind her gyrating. Like, we not. I love the culture, but we don't love it that much.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the only thing Mal and I agree on. Mall, whatever his name is, shopping mall. Yeah, I think that's the only thing we agree on, bro. Cause that is viciously insane. I don't care about the culture that much. Kristen said, here you go. You like the culture? Wife the culture. That's crazy.
Leading to even more memes.
I love my wife. Let's go.
The internet is ruthless.
Ride a bike. with my wife.
After these warning signs, Kirsten officially filed for divorce in December of 2024. While it's unclear what she aims to gain from the settlement, the most surprising part of their relationship is how much Chance focused on praising her. So much so that she had already diminished his credibility and buzz well before they reached the courtroom. Things haven't always been easy when it comes to Chance and Kirsten. As early as 2017, they briefly split apart, eventually leading to a fight over child support agreements for their first child, with a lawyer revealing that this case ended quickly because of the unusually high level of cooperation between the parents putting their child's best interests first. After they reconciled, Chance alluded to wanting to turn my baby mama into my fiance on songs like All We Got, before saying that, man, my daughter couldn't have a better mother. If she ever finds another, he better love her. And these days, it looks like that might be about to become a reality.
Yikes.
Even though as late as 2022, Kirsten seemed like his ride or die. She even defended him after he liked some dubious X-rated posts online.
Why did this nigga... He knows he's on Twitter, right? Why does this nigga like porn on Twitter? Why did he do that? Why did this nigga like porn on Twitter, bro? And she's doing her best.
I'll really be reaching, and he's never gonna address this, but all I have to say is we were literally at an event all night last night. Not last night, the night before last, until late. We were celebrating. So sometimes she on accident. So all y'all little
Nah, she tried her best. She tried her best, respectful. She tried. She's like, look, nigga, I'd been defending you. I'm done. She tried. She kind of tried. This nigga. So y'all were hanging out all night, and he just couldn't help but check on the Twitter and like some porn. Sorry.
Trolls coming to my page that are getting blocked, y'all can go to hell.
In return, he always showed her the utmost respect in public, even though
Yeah, she's tight. She put "Make it a great day" on the caption and then told everybody to go to hell. Told the trolls to go to hell. Yeah, she's very upset. She doesn't believe what she's saying, but Lord knows she's trying.
He didn't fully understand why she ever took him back in the first place.
I can't really explain what happened on my wife's side because she was good. She had money, she had her own place, she had opportunities, and so I would just say the grace of God is what got me back with her. Like, obviously I figured out what was wrong personally, and I had to have that own personal conviction. But like it being this good, I can't explain.
There's nothing like that stability in marriage.
Nothing at all.
Because you was a cheater, probably.
What it seems like is he's a good dude. Just I don't know what else happened behind the scenes, bro. There's no idea. No idea. Seems like he's a good dude. He don't hit her, nothing. He don't talk to her crazy. Because it seems like she don't put up with too much, man. Not like a lot of these women out here. She's not going to put up with all that. She's just not. And I think a little too many things, all that stuff happened. They got back together. And then too many more things kept happening. She was like, look, bruh, I'm done. I'm done for real. Because I came back. You said this was different. Clearly it's not. Mr. Famous Rap Guy, do what you want. Let's make the decisions for Kenzie. I'm cool with you. We're not doing this anymore. He said, damn. All right.
Probably. Because I was a cheater and also because we were out of...
He was a cheater. So he been doing... okay. He was on probation. In Jamaica was probation time still. And he violated probation. He violated wife probation by allowing himself to get twerked on by somebody with less than a bikini. That makes a lot more sense. She's not like these. She's not going to be... I could tell... I could tell by the way that she carries herself. You know, she's not clouded up, right? She's not out there. If she's just not gonna tolerate, she's not gonna tolerate that. My girl is the same. Money, fame, clout, doesn't matter. She's not gonna tolerate that. And a lot of you would probably be like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Everybody has a price. Let me tell you something. Without being too descriptive, my girl comes from that life, okay? She knows that life already. So trust me. And she wasn't And that's not what she values. Let's just leave it at that. That's just not what she values. So you can't show her shiny things and she going, if I was at his caliber, if I got famous too, she would, she's not playing that, bro. She's just not.
Out of that connected space where we were on the same team.
So how does that mean that the marriage
out of that connected
marriage,
nothing at all?
Because you was a cheater, probably.
Because I was a cheater, and also because we were out of that connected space where we were on the same team.
So how does that mean that the marriage ruined his career? Well, it's simple. Chance devoted an entire album to it that turned out to be trash. Released after years of anticipation.
I vehemently disagree with this take till this day. Not trash. The Big Day is not trash. It has a lot of heart, great bars, very fun, very upbeat. People aren't used to that message. People aren't used to an album full of love and dedications and devotions and skits to those and connected to those. He made a lot of shout outs to their wedding day and his love and the things he did to turn around. I think he was in a very happy spirit. He got his woman back. He's making an album. His life is thriving. He's got his little girl, and I feel he caught his second win making this album, and I can feel that. And the way it was shot down, I can't even imagine, bro.
Chance's first studio album, The Big Day, was a concept record about his
and it was his first studio album. So he had this super win behind him, bro.
And to say that people didn't like it would be a major, major understatement. It's one of the only 13 albums that Anthony Fantano gave a literal 0 out of 10 for his Needle Drop channel.
It's either falling short because the base concept is terrible, or it's just been carried out in an awful way. I did not love a single song from this album, not one single track. There were moments where I caught a breath, but it just did not pan out. I am genuinely feeling like a strong 0 on this record. It's like a strong 0 to a light 1.
While famous commentators in the space, such as...
That's so wrong. So wrong. Eternal, we can be eternal. Bro, Eternal is so good. Sammy Gucci slide around. And then We Love You, God. The Big Day. Bro, it's so good, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, you're capping.
Joe Budden were calling it too Disney.
I didn't like none of that shit I heard on when I got here. But I only heard like the end of...
It was beautiful. He was giving shout outs to God, family, her family, his family. It was a union record. It was a marriage record. It was like a reception record.
Whatever Parks was playing.
Okay.
Just sounded really Disney.
And even someone like Big Quint, who always seems to have an amazing time reacting to music, genuinely did not like the project throughout the duration of his 22-minute long video.
I was sitting in the waiting room together with y'all. Magazines,
it's like there's hints of what I remember Chance for that are sprinkled in all of these tracks thus far. And I'm not saying that artists should be able to, keep giving the same. No, I'm saying if you're gonna do some different shit, make it interesting. And that's why I'm not really feeling this right now, because these songs don't come off as interesting
I'll
for
respect
me.
These
it even
takes.
led to the existence of a meme song that's probably more loved than anything on the album itself.
Ooh, I love my wife.
Why does that have 1.7 billion?
Let's go ride a bike.
In interviews after the fact...
See, I'm so offended for this nigga, actually. So I can't even imagine how he felt. That's so ignorant. Look, why'd they make his ears so damn big? That's so rude. That's so fucked, bro.
Such as his trip to the Breakfast Club, Chance tried to explain his intentions with the project, citing every potential reason aside from the fact that many of the songs on the album were a travesty.
I don't understand why hip-hop has no problem with people talking about degrading women, but when it comes to loving your woman and being with your wife and embracing her and celebrating that, they was giving you flack for it.
Yeah, it's beyond social media. That's just one avenue. There's a spiritual warfare going on everywhere we go, beyond just social media or music or whatever. And there's certain things that we would deem positive things for us and our community especially. I would say the number one thing that you could do right now as a black man is find your black woman counterpart.
At the time, he was really struggling to handle the criticism of...
No, I agree with him. There is spiritual warfare going on. Excuse me. It's hard for people to take an album like that, bro. It is. It was not trash. It was not trash. Very, very good stuff on there. Very fun stuff on there. Great beats. I don't know how anybody could hear that and be like, this is not good. That's sad to me. I don't know. It's weird. I think there's a different vibe. It's almost like it felt like the album vibrates differently. It's on like a different frequency, and it's like people are hearing it different. It almost feels like
the project, even suggesting that people would like him to take drastic action. I'm getting the crazy.
That's not my vibe at all, but I feel the push. And I feel like even more than that, some people want me to feel ashamed. Yeah, I could feel that. I could feel that, bro. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Chance.
Crazy feeling that people want me to self-delete myself. That's not my vibe at all, but I feel the push. And over time, it was clearly getting to him.
I think for a certain period of time, I got confused. I couldn't understand. More so than that feeling directly. The first feeling I felt was like, I felt like a lot of people were trying to shame me. You know what I'm saying?
For being married?
Yeah. And I understand that it's different kind of thing. We're not used to albums celebrating marriage, especially not rap albums. But it was like the meme. Everybody doesn't have to be in on what the main idea is. You could just jump on and not understand your significance or your role in it. You know, when I come out and say something like that, I want everybody to feel me. That's what you do as an artist. You want people to feel you.
As for the end result itself,
I agree.
His revelations about the process made it seem like where he'd previously been focused on one central idea, the concept of this album made him spread himself too thin musically.
Is there anything you'd have changed about the album? Because my only critique of the album was it was too long.
A lot of songs.
I think no. Weddings are long, for one. 22 tracks, but 19 songs with 3 skits. I think that's the perfect explanation of my wedding day.
22 tracks, 19 songs with 3 skits. 19 songs with 3 skits. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, right? Like, it's because of the context of the album. It's like a wedding reception, bro. Those go from like they could go from like 6 p.m. to 2 in the morning, bro. Like, wedding, bro. Come on, everybody's up at like 6. Everything starts moving by 8 for real. 9, 10. People are getting around, finished getting dressed. 11, 12, people are getting to the venue, filling up. 12:30, 1:30. Motherfuckers is getting in place, taking photos, and then by 2:30, you know, everything is started. Hour and a half, maybe 3:30. You know, vows are said, things are done. You know, and then dinner, 3:30, 4, maybe dinner starts. But why am I explaining a wedding right now? I'm weak, but you get the idea, bro. And then in 2 hours, that's dinner. By 6, people are fed. It's time to party, bro. Motherfuckers is dancing, sitting down. DJ's popping. 2 in the morning. It's starting to shut down, bro. And the groom and the wife are about to go smash. They're gonna smash, my nigga. They're gonna smash. They finna smash.
Yeah, that's how it feels. And also that, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of the music on it is based off of the reception, off of like the music that was played at it. And
what did I just say? Bruh, like, that's what I understand this nigga, bro. I'm so sorry, Chance. I'm so sorry.
And when you're at your wedding, like, it's a lot of different kinds of music that are playing. They have a lot of different songs. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think people understood the narrative of your album, bro. I think when they saw the CD cover, people did. And it said the big day, I thought they were thinking about your album release.
But above all else,
thank you, Charlamagne. Thank you. Like, I didn't expect that from Charlamagne. That's great. A lot of people did not understand the concept. People did not get the concept. When you can sit with the concept, you can take it and be. People are listening to this and being like, okay, I'm listening for a hit, or like Chance, the rapper, right? This is Chance, the husband, the father, and this is what he's feeling right now. Everyone was like, oh, he's back, rap. And they listen, they're like, that's not a rap song. Okay, next one. That's not a rap song either. Next one. Is this a skit? Next one. That's not a rap song. Next one. This is kind of a rap song, but like, this is weird. Why is it so like sing-songy? Next one. Skit. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of people, when you can't grasp the concept, they're just like, rap. You're gonna rap again. Rap. Do a hard bar. And it's like, bro, he's making music. He's back. He has his first studio album, not first studio rap album, bro. Like, I mean, technically, but no.
It seemed like in some ways, this album was an apology to his wife, or a statement of intent about how he was going to move from there on out. Because
it's all of it, bro.
His morals that came through in his music, he alluded to past infidelity.
What made you settle down? Was it a spiritual thing? Cause
you gotta understand how famous I was. I know, I'm just saying, like, at the time when I was going through that stuff, traveling, hotel parties, club after parties, it's a lifestyle.
I've had other artists tell me that. They'd be like, Chance full of shit. Chance really a ratchet ass dude.
I'm definitely not perfect, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely have gotten better. But it was definitely a point in time where there was nobody really telling me that me not marrying my wife was wrong, other than like my wife and very select friends. And I mean, just being honest. And so it gets rationalized to you that it's like, okay, I made a rap album about God, that's good enough. But like, that shit's not enough.
Yep.
During his press tour to
bro, that makes so much sense to me. That makes so much sense to me, bro. That makes so much sense, because he's walking around living this life. He's got his baby mama. You know, she's a good woman. Good woman. Out of all of what's going on, he actually has a baby mama that's a sensible person, sensible human being, sensible woman. And everybody, his family members are like, nigga, wife her. Why are you up in a club still? Like, you getting older, you got a daughter, like, why are you getting ratchet? And he's like, no, well, I'm devoted, like, I made an album about God. And they're like, that's not it, bro. Like, you've done some things, bro. You're supposed to be devoted to her. You cheated, you out here moving crazy. He's like, all right. No, it needs to be more. It needs to be more. I need to, like, I am this dedicated. I aspire to be this dedicated. I want to show her I'm this dedicated. I want to show my family I'm this dedicated to being this guy who is a father, a good husband, and a God-fearing man, bro.
Project. What really came across is that Chance seemed to misinterpret what the problem was. Because while he was right that it's not the usual subject matter of a hip-hop album, no one would have minded it if it was actually of high quality. Love your wife all
it was great quality. Luesta, come on.
You want. Just make sure that the song you're doing it on is good. Chance, we love that you love your wife. What we don't love is that the music was whack. No excuses, just do better. Because if you're going to do something like that, it's the kind of move where the music has to be undeniable. And unfortunately, tracks like Hot Shower are anything but that.
For the Big Day was a project.
Hot Shower was great.
That Chance put out, and that's why if you're going to make an album about your significant other, you have to make sure it's really, really good. You have to make sure it's really good so it's received by the public well, because if it's not received by the public well, it could have an impact on your marriage.
Now, he did make an album pretty much about his wife, and people made fun of him, and
the music should have been stellar, is what I'm saying.
With fans believing that he could bounce back, it seemed like all Chance had to
I think it was really great.
To do was to get back to his roots in some capacity and lock in to produce something new. But instead, he's let that project linger at the top of his latest release for 5 agonizing years. And now, rather than being the acid rap guy, he's more.
I will say that is kind of crazy. He was probably dealing with other stuff, you know? It is what it is. It really is what it is. And that sounds like something I would probably do after a whole bunch of people talk about me after I try to get super vulnerable. It sounds like something I would do. But, you know, I don't know. If it sounds like something I would do, I don't know if I have any more criticism past that. But I guess I could criticize myself in saying, like, you can't lie down for that. Continue to make your art, but I've never been in that position. And I know me now, there's a lot of positions I back down into after feeling away. So Can't really say much.
Morphed into the I love my wife guy. And as time passes, it
Probably
just
wanted to
keeps
see
aging
peace.
worse and worse. Chance the Rapper officially scores the worst album of all time. Imagine making an album about your marriage, the album flops, then years later, you get divorced. You cannot make this up. Even as the big day continued to hover over his head
That's
like a dark
sad.
cloud, Chance still remained adamant and refused to feel ashamed about the backlash he received.
I could do one or two things. I could either agree with it or I could live my life. If I agree with it, then that means the Breakfast Club fell off. Because y'all don't have people that fell off sitting in a chair, I don't think, usually. So I feel like I gotta stay on my path. Niggas was saying I fell off when I was in high school. I made 4 mixtapes. I could joke about it, but but it is tough. But it's like, I don't know. What can I tell people to,
Like, what are
my
you gonna
feelings are
argue
hurt?
with?
But what was also missing
Yeah,
from the equation
real.
was any sort of accountability that he messed up. And if he wasn't going to take it, someone was
Accountability, he messed up. He doesn't owe anybody an explanation besides his wife. What do you mean accountability that he messed up? He doesn't owe niggas anything. He doesn't owe niggas an I'm sorry for the album. He doesn't. He doesn't owe anybody accountability. And he doesn't owe us, like, to talk about what happened either. Like,
about to force him to in the shape of his manager, Pat Corcoran, who blew the lid off not only the creative negligence that led to the album being such a mess, but why his tour was also being suddenly cancelled. In an explosive lawsuit, Pat spared no details about the big day's disastrous rollout. Claiming that he had expressed serious concern with the projected release date Bennett had unilaterally announced for the album. And as the lawsuit states, instead of acknowledging the numerous distractions and artistic compromises that inevitably resulted from time wasted in the studio, all of which contributed to a lackluster album evidenced by historically low ticket sales, Bennett ultimately blamed Corcoran for the judgment rendered by his fan base, rather than accept that his own lack of dedication had doomed the project. Pat was publicly calling out Chance, alleging that he was owed over $2.5 million in unreimbursed expenses for supporting and promoting Chance's career. He also reportedly blamed Chance for the album's poor performance and claimed that his advice was ignored. And as his power continued to slip, grievances were now coming out. And crazily, this is something that was predicted on Everyday Struggle long before the Big Day disaster even happened.
If more people share that sentiment, then we'll start to see a similar ripple effect where if you make enough enemies, we're gonna start to hear some stories. Now, I'm not saying people will believe them. I think some stories are gonna start coming out, and Chance gonna have to do some bob and weave and fight some of this off. You can't just ignore all of it. We could probably ignore this and shit like this for another year or two. But if enough people start sharing this sentiment, you're gonna have to address it. Let's see.
Within little more than a year, one terrible album about a marriage that wouldn't last churned Chance into a laughingstock.
I say this as somebody with the worst take of the decade in saying that Chance has a chance to grab the baton from Drake. But he was backed by the right people. He was stamped by the right people. The album sounded like it was supposed to sound, and the music business changed rules for him. He had the support. He had political support. He had support from Kanye. This is when you had to kind of be clean and preppy and marketable and just, it looked like if you starting there, our projection is, oh, he about to go crazy. And then even if we was totally off and thinking that he was about to go totally crazy, we would have never predicted from Acid Rap Coloring Book that the next project would be so my wife and kids-ish.
Where Chance clearly saw the big day and all of its focus on his marriage as the ultimate.
I will agree with Joe Budden on the fact that, like, Chance was in the pocket for a second. SNL, concert performances, talk shows. I think he had some commercials. He had a chance to go real commercial, like, in a healthy way, like. But that's okay. He's doing fine. He's giving back to the community. I love it. I love seeing it. I know he just did a thing for his old school. It was really sweet.
Ultimate ticket to acceptance from the mainstream, the whole plot backfired. Because not only did the charts not embrace it, but it also turned hip-hop listeners off in a way that's hard to undo.
When niggas start acting like they're goody two-shoes and we should love their music, hip-hop has always been celebrating the person who's imperfect, the person who came from nothing, who made it to something, the person who listened, who never had a silver spoon in his mouth, the person who made mistakes, the person who has a redemption arc, the person who we know ain't. Come on, man. That's why when niggas heard that Chance the Rapper album, I love my wife is best. My wife eat my ass. I love my wife. I pray to God every day. God, I love you. Hey, man, trash. Get out of here, nigga.
After releasing a steady stream of singles,
nah. If you see my latest video, you'll really understand why he feels that way. Dirty ass. Of course, he can't get down with that.
In 2024, including compelling tracks like the confessional Buried Alive, where he admits to being in a dark place, Chance seems determined to get himself back on the road to where he once was. But it's safe to say that hip-hop's most infamous wife guy is still struggling to outrun the shadows of his biggest misstep. And what's even wilder is that his fans are trying to fight his corner, only to get shut down. I don't know if this just happens to me, but every time I bring up that Chance is my favorite artist, I constantly get hate from the people that I'm telling that to. This honestly gets me angry because Chance really only has one bad album out of a whole discography full of perfect songs, and people are saying he's a bad artist. I agree. I've never seen the public churn so brutally on an artist who didn't do anything worse than releasing a bad album. I can remember a time when the establishment practically worshipped him, and now anytime a critic brings him up, it's always in the context of how the Big Day sucked, as if his other projects don't exist. I feel bad for the guy. This is the real crux of why it's fair to say that Chance's marriage and the album that followed might have wrecked his career. Because now we're at a point where people like Anthony Fantano thinks that even if the music he's re-emerging with as of late sounds good, there still might not necessarily be any way back at this point.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, I feel like what's going to make and break this album is just the framing, because obviously Chance is burying a lot of the narrative here for this upcoming album, for our anticipation for it, in this whole people hate me and I became irrelevant and I fell off and now I'm here, I'm back, I was lonely, I was in a dark place, but I'm better than ever now. But I just sort of wonder if a true successful Chance the Rapper comeback is actually even possible at this point. Not only because
good music is good music, bro. I did not think the Big Day was bad at all. And he's got new stuff out and he sounds good.
As Chance has like really
helping the community,
his fans waiting for this return. The Big Day also was just kind of allowed to hang out there and fester for so long that it has left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths.
And unfortunately,
how is that possible? How can it fester? You know, if you didn't like it, I imagine you didn't listen to it too much. So how do you hear it and then be like, this sucked, this sucked, this sucked, this sucked, this sucked, and just keep spreading that and be this sucked, this sucked? Maybe because you're disappointed, but I don't know, bro. How can it permeate? How can like stink really bother you and permeate the room if you don't stay in the room? You know what I mean? Oops. You know what I'm saying? Just don't. Are you still listening to it? Is that what it is? And you're like, oh, this still sucks.
These sentiments are echoed by others who feel that these enticing snippets are too little too late, and that the marks left by that project and phase in his career really can't be erased.
I think that's great. Yeah, he could finally make good music. Nah, Chance is washed. But the thing is, an amazing artist, you gonna make even a corny record or a corny concept sound to the best of his abilities. You gonna make it sound amazing. He just wasn't in that space at that time, you know what I'm saying? And that was kind of my issue with the Big Day. It was just like, oh my God, bro. Like, it's presenting itself like it's trying too hard, bro. I get it. You love your wife. I get it. I understand. But now 5 years later, it's like, damn, that album is going to be a stain.
At the minute, Chance is entering a new era in his life, and people should give him the opportunity to prove what he's got. But sadly, it seems that for a lot of fans, that ship sailed in the form of one historically terrible album that was made in honor of a relationship that couldn't stand the pressures of life. And considering how much talent Chance has, that really is a shame. But it's your boy Luesta, and if you guys like this video, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Alright, Luesta. Alright. I imagine that you didn't like Big Day as well. I feel not like personally attacked or anything, but go easy on my mans, okay? It's not easy to make an album and then people hate it and lambast you and swear you fell off, and then your wife divorced you, and that's what the album was about, and now the album feels like a double whammy. And I'm sure like there are conversations you have in private that are kind of like, you know, if you're in that situation that you have in private where you're like no, I fucked it, like I fucked it genuinely, you know. He probably seems very presentable to us because it's like he goes through the process alone, obviously. You can't sit here and be like, he's not taking accountability. All he needs to do is be okay with himself. He didn't do anything wrong to anybody, and if he has accountability to give, it's to his wife and talk to God, man. So yeah, his new music sounds great. The pen never left him. I thought The Big Day was great. I really enjoyed it. And as somebody who really enjoyed it, I think it really is sad that the marriage didn't work out how they wanted it to. But I know that their kid is going to be okay. They're both going to be okay. They're both God-fearing people. So anyways, without further ado, yo, thank you guys for watching. I really, really, really appreciate it, honestly. I also play video games. So, yeah, please consider staying around for a while, checking out some of the other videos, or just hanging out and waiting to see what we got in store, okay? Gonna be making some new videos soon, not just some commentary talking head, but we're also gonna go back to gaming, starting a new series pretty soon. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. And no, that's not because I don't know what it is yet, alright? So, stop with that. There should be a sub right up there, and there should be a playlist right here. You guys take care, be well, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.